right across from the U of T. So the first thing I'd like to say is the reason why I dug the hole in Queen's Park, if you all must know, was because I was planning on building a home. Now, the backstory is that I've already dug 3 flower gardens, one that garlic was thriving in, a flower bed that didn't even come to fruition because it didn't get enough sun, and a sage plants, and potatoes, and peppers, lemon trees, orange trees. Like I planted a whole bunch of stuff. And so leading up to the, I'm going to call it check day because it was check day on Friday, I had this vision in my head and I was practicing visualization, like, and visualize every step of the process of building it, what it'll look like, what materials you'll use, and I imagined a couple different things. And in that process, I got so stoked for it, it became so much easier because it felt like I had done it already. And I was like over the moon that I'm gonna have this home. It's gonna be subterranean, so that people can then walk on it. People can, like, it'll just blend in with the like landscape for the most part. I was planning on digging 8 to 10 feet deep, grading it out, using pallets, a tarp, and then pallets, insulation, and then a wood floor because I found wood. And I was going to do the same thing to the walls, and then I was going to use these metal cross things that construction people use. And I was going to build that out of the roof, making it really, really, really secure. So I got about 4x4 4x4x5, I think. Is that the way you say it? I don't know. But I got about 5 feet deep and about 4x4 around. Before the city shows up out of the blue like daisies, like pop and they're never here. They come around once every 2 weeks, like whatever. And so she starts getting mad at me, wants me to yell at her, blah, 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 blah. I just keep digging. So they walk away, and then about, I don't know, 20 minutes later, or maybe like an hour later, or like something like that, like within 40 minutes, I think. And I'm digging away and just like continuing to work on my project. Police roll up. Now again, folks, I was doing that to build a home, okay? And I also heard that if you stay on a property or stay in a property as a vagrant or something like that, for 10 years, you actually gain ownership of the land. So it would be so cool if I could get a piece of Queen's Park. But I digress, okay? So the police arrest me. Well, they come up and they're like, stop. And I stopped immediately. And then I sat there. They asked me, why you're digging the hole? And I said, well, I'm trying to go subterranean with my home and build this structure. The voices have really gotten me worked up about it. I'm really excited because I've been practicing visualization. And I'm just going for broke. I'm going, big or go home. And that's all fine and dandy. Okay, so I've dug a hole in Queen's Park to build a subterranean made out of wooden pallet home. Well, police show up because the city randomly showed up out of the ground like daisies, and they arrested me. So I'm being arrested, and I was silent. I just stayed quiet the whole time. The only thing that police did as investigative work was look at the priors on my file and said, and their reasoning is that he has done many mischiefs to property. Well, I'm kind of like the court jester, the fool, and the clown. Oh shite! Anyways, so, and as the police arrest me, the city shows up. So they start taking my tent. They took all my belongings again. I lost everything. Spiritual box, like tent, everything. Everything is gone. So this is all brand new stuff. Not brand new stuff like I bought, but like, just. So again, I dug a hole at Queen's Park to build a subterranean home. Like, that's amazing. So, luckily, and thank God to police credit, they were willing to drop the charges like that day. And also, they released me on my own recognizance. So I was able to get out the next day, which was very, very fantastic. And I wasn't doing anything criminal. Like, I wasn't being mischievous. I was being upfront. I was doing it while everyone was walking by. Also, I was building a home, and sometimes you gotta dig to build a home. It's not the truth. And, it may be going for broke, and it may be like being egregious, but sometimes you have to be egregious and go for broke in order to but then I went broke because I lost my tent, every belonging that I had, including money and weed. Like, Shikey Pooperson, okay? So all the police did as investigators was look at my priors and said, oh yeah. So they wouldn't release me on a promise of peer, even though I had a whole mess to clean up. I could have just put the dirt back in the hole and Bob's your uncle and your auntie and just continue living there. Or if they would have given me to the end of the weekend, it would have looked really fucking good. Because I was going to tarp it, pallet it, insulate it, and then put a wood floor down. And I found all the materials. The only thing that I bought was a shovel. Okay? So, I was full on planning to live subterraneanly at Queen's Park. And then at one point, 10 years down the line, when it's still a structure because it'll be made that good, okay, I could possibly own a part of Queen's Park. And I was also going to build like a little pathway up and a kind of patio with like bricks near a construction site nearby. Anyways, so I handled myself so well. Okay, I didn't give them the yasses. I didn't understand what they were doing. They wanted something from me, and they didn't get it. Now, Popo, like I said, Popo Bonobo ho-hos. You guys got to lay off, you hoes. Like, geez. Like, you guys don't get it. There's no investigative work to this. There was no, is he intentfully, trying to cause a mischief and damage to property? Nothing grows there. Those trees that had roots showing after I was done digging, I would have cut off, and the tree would have survived. And on top of it, the tree's not growing anyways. It needs to be moved. I complained about that last year. So, digging this hole at Queen's Park to build a home ended up in me charged, lost all my stuff. All my stuff is gone. So now I'm back to nothing and a 4-person tent, which is, great because it's better than nothing. And my friend Ocean, you go, girl. You are that fucking great. You sexy, hot diva. I love it. Ugh. Anyways, Ocean granted me with some clothes. And I am so grateful because I had one outfit and it stunk. Stunk. And stank. Jeez. Because I'm the Grinch, I don't boink that oink. Henny hoodle. So luckily, Friday was check day. And the police were way more interested, were actually impressed with me that I went and bought the shovel. Because I was like, I'm building a home. I'm actually going to live here. And if I had waited until Saturday morning or Friday night when it died down and not so public, I may have gotten away with it. Holy crikey. So, we are safe, we are good, and they are most likely going to drop those charges. If they were willing to on the day of. And I have to tell you, my loves, everyone who's not watching, thank you for releasing me the next day. No, but thank you, seriously. So, it may not have seemed like much, but it was a lot of work, and I dug, I should be employed, because how deep that hole was, how fast I dug that hole, I'm telling you, switch, swatch, and the snotterots, glip glopping of the papa schmops, I deserve to be employed. Because that would impress me. So, on that note, I'm back. I got the phone, and this time we're going to be better than ever. Holy Pokerson, Joseph, and Moseph, and Hoseph, and Hoseph, and Moseph, and Joseph. Did I just say that? I don't know. Have a good day. Bye.